This is my 7th hour special taping. There is a lady in the front row who had a little too much to drink.
Bless her.
She was not overtly heckling to where the whole audience could see it.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing. If you're overtly, like, you're a big heckler and everybody's like, oh my God, that person's so annoying. If I shut them down, the audience is on my team because they're like, yes, thank God, get that girl out of here. She's ruining it for all of us.
Yeah.
So if I shut her down, audience is on my team. They get it, woo woo.
Yeah.
But if she's not big in her heckle, it's just enough to where I can hear it because she's in the front row. And if I shut her down then the audience has no idea what I'm talking about because they can't hear her. So they just think that I'm like, not being mean to somebody, but they're just like, oh, she's scolding somebody. What happened? Right?
Teacher is in session.
Exactly. So what happened was this lady was in the front row and she was responding to everything that I was saying verbally. So just in my setups. Yeah, we had a family reunion yes.
Which part of me feels like if she had been further in the back, you may not have ever heard her.
I would have never heard her. And it would have been great.
Yes.
But somebody sat her there. Just kidding.
I would like to point out, she did not seem that way when I sat her there.
No, so she progressively was, the alcohol was hitting her. And she was just answering every rhetorical question. She was just repeating the words that I was saying. And to the point where I could then hear her husband or her boyfriend or whoever she was with be like, shh, 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 shh. Like he was trying to get her to
He could
chill
sense that it was a bit much.
Yes. And I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, just ignore it. Just ignore it. But then her heckling that she was doing started distracting me to where I'm now like stuttering in my sentences because I'm pulled out of my zone because of her. So I'm now I'm thinking, I'm like, how do I address this situation? Because I don't want to ruin the energy in the room. So during one of the moments after I just finished, everybody's laughing. I'm looking at her and I'm like, you good? Do you need some water? Right?
Which, not to toot my own horn, but I clocked it before you said
and that's
anything.
why I said it, because I wasn't saying it really to her. I was saying it to you.
I know.
Like, Danielle, help me.
Because that was the crazy thing is like, I obviously, again, I cannot hear the audience where I'm sitting. I'm only seeing what the cameras are seeing. But there was a moment before you said anything, I think I turned to Steve and I looked him out. I said out loud, I go, something's wrong. Because you did a weird pause. You did a weird pause and you looked, and I know you're set so well that I was like, something is awry.
Yeah.
Like something. And then you started talking and I ran downstairs trying to find anybody where I was like, was that woman coughing? Was she making loud? I was like, why? Why did she acknowledge her? Why did she? And nobody was like, huh? Who did she talk to? I didn't hear anything. And I was like, you're all useless.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out in my brain. So it was a little bit of me acknowledging like, hey, I see you. Yeah. I hope this is enough for you to shut it down, or for your husband to be like, hey, stop.
And genuinely, everybody else was like, oh, she must be coughing. Everyone was like, do we need to call a medic? Like, we're not even thinking being disruptive because of what you initially. Because
I was like, you need some water. And in my brain, I'm like, you need water because clearly you're drunk. Right. And I forgot. I thought that was my sign for a drunk person, but my call sign is not, do you need water? It's, do you need coffee? Which my brother reminded me of when my brother used to do security for me a lot. Yeah. If there was somebody drunk and I wanted security to handle it so I didn't have to ruin the energy of my show, I would be like, oh, you need some coffee? And that was their cue to come and like take them out. Yeah. And figure out what's going on.
And it also, too, was a weird situation because she was on the front row. And so, and at the time, too, there was also one of the roaming camera guy was there.
And he kept getting her. And I was like, no, she's not the one.
I know. And it was just very much, I definitely came down there. And I also at one point was trying to become visible to you because I was like, I was like, what? Yeah. I was like, what's the move here? I was like, what do you want? I was like, what is happening?
So that brings me to my next point about this situation is typically in any other show.
Yeah. I would have sick security
Danielle,
on it.
exactly.
I would have, but because of the cameras.
Because it's a taping.
I didn't know what the move was.
And I couldn't clearly communicate. And it couldn't be just like, oh, come up and talk to them because cameras are on.
Yes. So normally I would have. If the cameras weren't there, I would have had security. I would say, 100%. Go check on her. Go see what's going on.
And that's what we do.
Yeah.
But in this situation, I was like, it's not working because we can't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have to do it. I have to break this energy because I have to shut this girl down because she's pissing me off.
Yeah.
And it's changing my show.
Yeah.
It's changing my performance.
Yeah.
I got to shut her down.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Great.
Yeah.
So then I had to stop and be like, hey, I don't even remember what I said, to be honest.
I will say you were very kind. You were direct.
You were
very
what did
direct.
I say? I don't remember.
But you just were like, you basically just said something along the lines of, hey, I'm so sorry, everyone. I just need to pause for just a moment. And then you did look directly at her, which is kind of scary, being called out. But it was just very much like, hey, you're enjoying the show. You're talking. It is distracting me. But then you did ask her, you're like, do you want to change seats? I want you to stay. Do you feel like you can stay? Like, it was just very kind of where you were like, I don't want you to leave, but I do need you to change your behavior.
Yeah.
And you were also like, I'm happy to find you another seat. And then I guess she said, I'm okay. Like,
she said nothing. She was scared.
She froze. You scared her straight.
Poopy. She was like,
the guy that she was with say anything?
Nope. None of them did. Okay. They all just kind of looked at me. And except for, okay, so it was her man, her friend, and then her friend's man.
They were not friends.
Oh, they weren't.
No.
This is how they were so drunk that these girls became friends.
Yeah.
And then I addressed them too. I was like, and you two, are you guys good? And then that girl's boyfriend, he was the only one that was like, yeah, we're good. Fine. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then at that point I just said, all right, everybody, pretend you still have good energy. And they laughed at that. And then I just like picked back up.
Cause I came back downstairs again during that time. Cause I was ready to swap her out. I was ready to be like, all right, you two in the back, I need you to come down. I was ready to get somebody else seated. I think we also even chatted at one point briefly. I think it was Steven who was like, put Jocelyn in there. Like the makeup artist, like just get somebody we knew would be chill, just someone we could trust real quick. But they did. And then I was like, the camera guy finally, whoever was like, yeah, scooch over a little bit. Like change the view just a little bit. But.
Yeah. So then the energy went after that. And it was like, they were still good, but it
took a while for them to come back.
And then I have my part in the show that is audience participation. It's a really fun part in the show.
It is.
And when I tell you 2 people participated.
I knew it. As soon as it was coming up, I was like, they're not going to say anything. I was like, she scared him. I scared him away. I scared everybody away. But I had to do it. Yeah.
And I'm glad I did because she shut up after that.
Yeah.
And I needed her to do that. And I honestly, I wouldn't look at them anymore because if I saw her sad face, then I would get sad and I'd be like, oh man,
I'm
no.
sorry.
Yeah, I feel bad now that you feel, even though it's like, no, you were being dumb. Like, but if I were to see her like embarrassed, I would feel terrible.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm not even going to look at them anymore. Yeah. But I could see her husband, he was still laughing. He was still giving it a lot of body movement that I could catch out of the corner of my eye. But thank God she did shut down after that. But the rest of the audience, like you can't help it. Like, I don't even blame the audience. You can't help it when you see that situation happen. It's like this helium balloon and then you go pop.
Yeah.
And now you gotta and get everybody back up.
And I do think it is, I don't know, like, I've never seen you do that, actually. Like, fully. I mean, you've definitely, like, caught people, like, recording. Like, you've definitely, like, said things like that. But it was definitely a situation where I was even, like, looking at Mal, and I was like, what do we do? What do we do?
What did Mal say? What was he?
He just was like, oh. She's got it.
Yeah.
He was just like, you should get down there. And I was like, and do what?
And you know what's funny? You did exactly what I wanted you to do because, like I said, that first one was really, Danielle, come help me. And then I saw you. I saw you come down and I saw you pace, trying to figure out what was happening. And as I saw you trying to figure out, I was also realizing, this is not for her. She can't do it. There's nothing she can do. I have to do it. Damn it.
There was a moment where I stood there and I was like, can she see me? Give me a sign. Wink. I was like, what's the...
And then I wink. You go, what does wink mean?
I know. Because then everyone was like, what's the code? And I go, we don't have one. And when this never happens, we need a code, I guess, now. And then, because, well, then, too, the first person I go to when I come downstairs is your brother. And I was like, what happened? And he goes, I don't know. And I was like, get out of my way. I was like, I need someone who's paying attention. I was like, I've never paid attention more in my life to a show.
Oh, my gosh. That, So that was my attitude of the show.
Yeah.